Welcome back to This Week in Auburn Sports. I'm Plainsman Sports Editor Eric Wallace.
And I'm Plainsman Assistant Sports Editor Fechtmann.
It's been a bit of a tough week on the Plains for Auburn athletics. I'm sure you all saw Auburn lost 34-7 in Athens to Georgia, putting their college football playoff hopes to bed and their SEC West title hopes. It's a little bit of the same thing. You watched it, Kyle. The defense couldn't tackle, struggled to stop the run. The offense committed too many penalties, and it was just more of the same for Auburn that ended up costing them their postseason aspirations.
Yeah, as you were saying, the defense, they continue to allow more than 30 points each game, but the difference between this game was the offense wasn't there to pick them up. After that first scoring drive, the offense was basically absent the rest of the game, and they never really clicked after that first opening drive.
And Auburn has relied on the offense to, kind of save the defense when it's been giving up a lot of points. And that's just not really the best way. An elite team can't, go to the national championship game playing a game like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the defensive struggles, 5 consecutive games of allowing 30 or more points, have definitely increased pressure on defensive coordinator Ellis Johnson. He's a veteran guy, but the defense has regressed this year. It's gone backwards a lot. And, with Will Muschamp being out of a job at Florida, it's going to be interesting to see in the offseason if Gus Malzahn makes a move there to kind of shore up the defense.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he comes back to the Plains as defensive coordinator, but I guess we'll see how these last 2 games play out for Ellis Johnson.
Yep, and so moving ahead, Auburn will close out its home schedule on Saturday with a matchup against Samford. Obviously not the most threatening of opponents. Should be a good chance for Auburn to get back on the winning track. And it'll also be nice for Auburn seniors maybe to go out with a win after the last 2 games, which has been so tough.
Yeah, the seniors there's 20 seniors on the team, and they've been through it all at Auburn football. They've seen the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and it'll be interesting to see how they respond. And they're playing a good Samford team coached by Auburn's former Auburn Heisman winner Pat Sullivan, and he's the winningest coach ever at Samford. So there's a lot of familiar faces coming into town, and the seniors are definitely looking to put those last 2 games behind them and just look forward to this game and especially the Alabama game.
And obviously it's a sports cliche, taking it 1 game at a time, but
right.
Their eyes are probably looking ahead towards the looming Iron Bowl matchup, where Auburn can play a spoiler and help keep Alabama out of the SEC championship game. So it'll just kind of be a nice tune-up
There's still
game.
a lot to play for, and the coaches and all the seniors are preaching that there's still a lot to play for. So that Iron Bowl will be, as you were saying, they could be a spoiler and shake up the college football playoff.
Salvage a little bit of something from this. I guess it's a pretty disappointing season by what the standards they set for themselves coming into the year. Moving to the hardwood, it hadn't been much better for Bruce Pearl and the basketball Tigers. They traveled out to Boulder to take part in the Midnight Madness. They actually tipped off at midnight in Boulder against Colorado. Colorado's a very good team, NCAA tournament team last year, and Bruce Pearl and the Tigers, they hung around for a half. They were only trailing by 4 at halftime, and they even cut it to 2 and had a chance to tie or take the lead multiple points early in the second half. But the Tigers then went on an incredible streak of missed shots. I believe it was up to 17 or 18 in a row at one point. And you just can't have those kind of struggles against a good team like Colorado and expect to win.
Auburn relies a lot on the deep ball and shooting, so when they go cold like that, it's not looking good for Auburn basketball. But when they're on, they're on.
And I think we saw something that's going to be a problem for Auburn basketball throughout this season. When a team has talented bigs like Colorado did, their length just gets to Simeon Bowers, and that Simeon is about the only inside presence that team has. So,
with the absence of Attaway going out for the year, there's really not much big man presence on the team.
But as someone who watched every game last year and the miserableness of the final season of the Tony Barbie era, the team is a lot better already. You can tell they're playing a lot sharper, a lot more energy, and I think Bruce Pearl's style fits the personnel that he has on the roster right now. So they'll have a chance to bounce back. They'll take on Louisiana Lafayette in the Auburn Arena at 8 p.m. on Friday. So it'll just be they have a chance to get back on the winning track and maybe start a streak here on the Plains. For other sports, I know Kyle's been watching soccer a lot lately.
Soccer. They have their second round NCAA tournament matchup against Texas Tech. They're number 11 in the country, and they're playing in Gainesville on Friday. And if they win, this would be the first time ever Auburn soccer has made the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. So that's a huge game for them.
Mm-hmm. And they upset FGCU. I believe they were number 26 at the time of the game. But FGCU is a very good team. They were 17-3. Probably hadn't played the same competition that Texas Tech had, but it's a good opportunity for Auburn soccer to make a run in the tournament. So definitely one to expected after kind of an up and down season for the Tigers.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're around campus, make sure you pick up this week's edition of the Auburn Plainsman. We've got our final game day edition of the year with lots of good stuff on seniors like Ladarius Owens and Nick Marshall, Cameron Artis-Payne. So definitely check that out if you're around campus. Until next time, this has been This Week in Auburn Sports.